So the plan right now, what Sam and I are working on, is clearing the area around this house.
Can you just stand underneath for scale? This was a bit of an interesting find. Definitely not our family vehicle.
I'm sure you guys have questions in the comments. I have questions being here.
So guys, this is the final day, final moments.
I know.
Time has just flown by.
Hey, hey, hey!
Hey!
To Buenos Aires we go.
Yes.
Well, good afternoon, guys. We are here admiring our workers' handiwork.
Yeah.
All these piles of trees he's been chopping down for us.
Fantastic job.
And
Got some jungle treasures.
Yes, we
Oh,
keep
look.
finding jungle treasures from
Apparently-
well, as old as time.
This was the it spot for partying in the bush.
Oh,
1, 2, 3. I mean, they're all over the place.
yes.
Come here, come here, come here.
Yes.
One there.
Oh, more bottles.
One.
More bottles.
Go.
More bottles
Yeah.
over there.
And we can actually see our neighbor too.
Yeah.
Wow, it's like this place just keeps revealing itself, huh?
It's
It's
huge.
like an onion. We keep peeling layers off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Another there. They're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Let's also take a moment to admire the progress, guys.
Yeah.
Look at this. We can see the ground.
Sure can.
You know, can you stand underneath for scale?
Yeah, I gotta show you how thick this stuff is.
Yeah. Because this is kind of unbelievable.
Look at this.
Wow.
We're actually kind of dealing with this near the other property too. It's that thick.
That's how thick it is. So-
Imagine having to run through that. Oh, it's pepperoni.
Pepperoni. Hi, Pepperoni. Hi, Luna.
Was. How many times?
Luna, we do this every day, girl. Every day. Vinegar.
Every day.
so we wanted to stop by and give you a little update of what's happening near the front of the house.
Yeah.
We were already here working this morning, and we are back again for round 2 this afternoon.
Yes.
Plenty of work to be done here.
We're running out of time, so we
Running
need
out
to,
of time.
need to make the most of
Let's
it.
go this way. And
this
we
way.
were also opening like a new entrance
Yeah.
through the other side of the property. We were like, you were breaking trail. I was working around the
Yeah,
house
there's
still.
now a place that we can enter from a completely different point of the property, which is kind of
Yes.
great. We don't actually have to go by the dogs and the main house here.
Uh-huh.
We can kind of sneak in through the back.
There you
And
go.
yeah, there's a lot of. It took a while for me to clear it, but that's what I was doing this morning, and now I can get back to working at the house again.
Back to work.
Yeah.
All right, guys, good afternoon. Hello, hello. I thought I would give you a little bit of an update. I'm not sure how much I've checked in regarding our next project because it's just been a lot of snipping, and I think very little filming. But basically, after we finished clearing the chalet, the first house we worked around, we started opening trail towards my granny's house that you can see right behind me here. And well, opening that trail took us the better part of 1.5 work days. Just, cutting a little trail through the growth back there. Looks a little bit wild. It was real thick around here. So the plan right now, what Sam and I are working on, is clearing the area around this house. So like our plan has always been to clear around all of the main buildings here on the property so that we can eventually start renovating the houses. Like everything has just been so overgrown that it's impossible to get a person in here, like a plumber, an electrician, whomever we may need. So we are slowly chipping away at it, could you say? Snipping away at it, shall we say. And yeah, we're starting to make quite a bit of progress. It's getting a little easier to move around, mobilize ourselves. I'll show you a little bit of the work that Sam's been doing. He usually does the first chop, and then I go in behind him and try to get this plant right at the root, and then just pile it up to dry somewhere. Woo! So I'm going to show you that right now. So this right here is Sam's handiwork that I need to gather. So you can kind of see, like, this is where he hasn't cut yet, and this area that looks a little bit flattened and trampled over is what he's already chopped. So I need to go in behind him and collect all of this. So yeah, we're working around this house. I've also been clearing this area. Like all of this was covered in sarsa, and like I said, just cutting out the root, snip, snip, pile it up. So that is the update. And yeah, I think another couple of days around here and we should pretty much have it covered in terms of clearing what we want to clear. And then off in the background, I don't know if you can hear the saws, but we've got 2 guys working for us now, and they're doing a lot of the clearing near the front of the property. So they've got the heavy duty machines and they're at work. So we're up to 4 people on the team. Things are looking good, guys. Hey there, man of the bush.
Hey.
How's it?
Great.
Want to give us a little update what you've been working on?
Sure. One of the most interesting things here is that I had no idea where the edge of this house was.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like the other property, it was just like, it revealed itself slowly.
It revealed itself.
So over here you can see that there's a stone wall that goes all the way around the house. And then there's a very steep drop off.
Mm-hmm.
I was cutting it like this. I was like trying to hit the ground, like find the ground. Like I go, whoa!
There is no ground.
There is no ground.
A little cliff.
Yeah, so I'm trying to kind of like get to the very edge, and then after that we're just gonna hack away as much of this bush as we can, and I guess within a few days we should probably have this property clear.
Let's show a bit of the handiwork where we cleared.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
You did a great job here. I was working behind there's a big wall, big stone wall, so it's working behind there. Man, it feels good.
Yes.
Good hard work.
And the sun is going down. We're losing light. So we're packing it in and heading home. Hello.
Hello. So guys, this is the final day, the final moments.
I know.
Time has just flown by. But we are honestly blown away at how much we've been able to do in just over, well, actually just a month here. So I was going to show you a new path I created, an alternate path to the second house we've been working on.
Yes, so we're going to be showing you some of the progress we've made, like this past week and a half, would you say?
Oh yeah, like guys, you wouldn't believe, like the first home had a lot to do, but this one had even thicker bush.
Yeah.
This is the thickest bush I've ever seen in my whole life anywhere. So yeah, but just wanted to show you guys a path that I've created down to the house from a completely different entrance point. So let's do it.
Okay, so because of the size of the property, it is 7.5 hectares. We do have a few different access points to the land. So this path that Sam opened is our second access point, and it was just overgrown with zarza, that wild thorny bush, and he was able to clear that out so that now we're able to enter on foot. Like before, you couldn't even walk in here. So that's been really helpful.
How long would you say this particular job took you? Like, was this one day of work?
Yeah, like a whole day of work.
Whole day of work
Yeah.
opening the trail.
Because there were already some parts that were a little bit clear, and then there were other parts that weren't at all.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, this is fantastic. It's such a nice shortcut. Probably saves us an extra 5 minutes walking into the property. So
Yeah, depending on what side of the property we're working on, it makes
Yeah.
sense to enter via different entries.
And it also, we don't have to walk by all the dogs, all the animals. Nothing's barking and yapping at us. We can kind of just quietly come to work.
Quietly get to work.
And that's kind of nice, to be honest.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, let's show the peeps where we're headed. Oh yeah. This was a bit of an interesting find. Definitely not our family vehicle. No one in the family, no friends or anything like that. So somebody random just decided, hey, I'm gonna come in here and abandon half of my truck.
That looks so much like my parents, the back of their truck. The very first truck I remember as a kid. Yeah, it wasn't this rusted, but it was definitely rusty for sure.
And do you want to show us the doors we found?
Yeah.
The vehicle doors, just over on the other tree.
Down over there. Lots of treasures.
This really is so random. Like, we have so many questions. I'm sure you guys have questions in the comments. I have questions being here. So let's check this out.
Ta-da!
Ta-da.
You know, just come and dump your truck.
Mix
leave
and match.
some doors.
Yeah, if we don't find anything too more, or I mean, if we've already found this, imagine what we're gonna find as we keep going on.
What else is in
So
there?
there's like a propane tank or something down there.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of treasures.
I guess it was a dumping ground for a while.
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, we have no idea what was going on. So I mean, the more we clear the forest here, not so much the forest, the more we clear the bush here, I'm sure we're gonna find some more interesting treasures along the way.
Well, guys, this is as much as we were able to accomplish over the course of a week. Here at this second house, it was a lot harder.
Oh yeah.
Way more slow going than the previous house we worked on.
Yeah, I mean the slope of this house is more challenging. There's more hills. There's a division between where there was basically a wall built, and then there's a steep hill after that.
Yeah, you've got like terraces.
Yeah.
Like containing this portion, and then it's like a drop.
Like a drop. And even behind the house there was a big section of rocks right behind the house.
Yeah.
And there's just tons of bush. This is the thickest bush I've ever seen in my entire life. So
Yeah.
yeah, we were slicing and dicing and hacking our way down. But I'm impressed. We basically got the property cleared. And if I show you this part, I was even able to make a little bit of a moat. You kind of have to, you can look down, and then
So here you can see the stone wall, which kind of demarcates the terrace.
yeah, and there's the impenetrable bush.
Yes.
Imagine trying to run through that.
Huh. You wouldn't get very far.
You'd make it one step in. That's it, and you'd be completely tangled. But yeah, that's eventually all going to be cut too. And what a view there'll be in the future! Like, I mean, you can see some beautiful trees off in the distance, but once this bush is cleared, it's going to be a fantastic view. Yeah.
So yes, I would say I am proud of what we accomplished. I don't know if it looks impressive on camera or not, but man, we sure worked hard here and our backs are feeling it. But now we're gonna leave the work to the professionals, and that we're gonna let our buddy Marcos take over with his heavy duty tools. So we may be heading out, but he's gonna be here continuing the work until, oh my back, until we get back. So yeah, that's kind of the update here. Well guys, good afternoon. Can't believe I'm saying this, but the day has come, the time has arrived. We are leaving this wonderful little home we've been renting. But yeah, we're actually heading back to Canada. May come as a bit of a shock, but we knew this was going to be a short visit because there is a lot happening this summer. So I'm going to fill you in on that. But for now, we need to start packing. We need to get the place looking tidy. And yeah, we have a few hours to make it happen because we've got a friend coming to pick us up and drive us into town to catch an overnight bus to Buenos Aires, where we're going to spend a couple of days before flying back to Canada. So yeah, this is gonna be our final vlog from here. It's been such a good month and we've had such a good time here that it really is bittersweet leaving. Oh man. Okay, so yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so as we begin packing, reason number one why we're having to return to Canada so soon is a wedding, my sister's wedding. My youngest sister is getting married in less than 2 weeks now. The wedding will already have happened by the time you're watching this video. But yeah, we're going back because we have a wedding to attend. So I think that's a pretty good reason. So while I'm packing, Sammy Boy is doing a little bit of work, but can you tell us reason number two why we're going back so soon?
We've got things to sell to the place. Your parents are leaving the house and we have a bunch of stuff in the basement to deal with.
Precisely. So during the pandemic, we were making use of my parents' basement apartment, which they very kindly offered us. So we need to pack that up because their house sold, and we kind of started doing that before coming here, but we didn't finish selling all of our electronics and things. So yeah, we need to clear things out and really pare down our possessions. Okay, now let's talk about reason number three. Reason number three is a follow-up on reason number two. So, because my parents' house sold in the province of Ontario and they are moving to a different province, that means that they are going to be driving out west because of the dog. The dog does not fly. So I'm actually going to be helping them do that drive. It's 4 to 5 days, depending on how many hours a day you put in. We've done it once before. It was between 8 to 10 hours a day, and it took us 4.5 days. So we're probably looking at closer to 5, but that is one of the reasons. I'm missing something here. That is one of the many reasons why we are heading back to help with that move, because it is a pretty big move. I mean, they're going halfway across the country, basically. So, yeah. Back to working Sammy Boy, so you can tell us reason number 4.
Yeah, well, I want to see my parents. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I haven't seen them since the winter. So I've been basically going to see them once or twice a year. So it's time for the summer visit.
Yeah, yep. And where are you heading?
That's Freddie Beach, Fredericton.
New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Okay, so we thought we would do a little show and tell here. Mm-hmm. What did we do this morning?
Well, before we head back to Canada, we always bring wine over in Argentina. So we got 3 bottles. And these are basically labels that have never made it to Canada. They're really unique wines. So check out this one. Diamantes de Uco.
That's a little play on word,
Is
because
it?
if it were diamantes with a T, it would be diamonds. But it's like diamandes, like
From the
diamonds of the
Andes.
Andes. Ha
Yeah,
ha.
and this is an 8-year-old vintage. So
Ooh.
I mean, I always kind of forget what year it is, and I'm like, oh, that's not that old. And I'm like, actually, it's 8 years old. So,
Cool. So that's one of
2014.
them.
Yeah, it's a Cabernet Sauvignon from Mendoza, and then we have two more. So we have over here, we have Entrevero. So it's like a
Okay.
mustache one, the green mustache.
Uh-huh.
That's a blend. And we got these from a Vinoteca, which is a wine store in Belgrano, Villa General Belgrano. And this one we tried for the very first time while we were here and loved it. So it's called Cordero con piel de lobo. So basically a sheep wearing a wolf skin,
Yes.
which is kind of funny.
It's a really cool label.
Yeah, it's like
wanted to
kind of
get
it's a reverse situation, right?
Yes.
I love it. I think it's so creative. Like even the I mean that's probably one of the coolest wine labels I've ever seen. Also good wine, by the way. I mean if it wasn't good wine we wouldn't buy it. So but the label definitely won us over for sure.
All right, guys, we are all packed up, locked the house,
Yep.
ready to go, and we thought we would share some thoughts by this beautiful tree. By the way, looks like a Japanese maple, my guess.
We didn't quite admire it enough because it was behind the house, and we
Yes.
spent most of our time on the other side. So
It's in peak bloom.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, how are you feeling leaving this place?
To be honest, fairly accomplished. I
Yeah.
mean, we did great work, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
We cleared 2 houses. We found a fantastic person to continue working.
Yes.
And they're going to, we booked them for 200 more hours.
Yes.
And so, you know, when we come back, it's going to be a really cool surprise to see what's happened. Yeah, I mean, I just can't wait to see, because even the work that he's done up until now has revealed the property in a way I've never seen it before. So when we come back, it'll be even more. Look at what we got to work with.
More for us to build upon.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would also say, like, this has just been such a happy month.
Yeah.
And I think, especially like coming out of the pandemic, where, I don't know, it felt like life was on hold for 2.5 years. It was just like a really weird period of kind of feeling like you're in jail almost. It was just really nice to go back to normal life here in the
Yeah, I
countryside.
feel like this was a bit of a win for us. Like, you know, like a lot of other people, we struggled a little bit with our mental health during the pandemic for sure. We got stuck in ruts. We got stuck inside of our heads. We had so many plans that were kind of kiboshed, from trips to projects to just
Life plans.
yeah, life was put on hold, and I mean, our situation wasn't any different than anyone else's, really. I mean, it was sort of kind of just getting through it. And for those of you who felt the same way, I'm just thrilled that you've made it through. I mean, we got through it.
Yeah.
And now things are moving in a positive direction.
Yes.
And I just felt like we had a lot of momentum here. We had a lot of good days. We went out to the yard, did good work. I came back. I did great work online too, to be honest. I felt very focused. There weren't like, it just felt like there were no seconds to waste, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I feel, you know, you were the same too. No?
And maybe that's because the clock was ticking. Maybe that's
Sure.
because we knew we had a limited amount of time, and we really did want to make the most of this visit.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just overall this project, I mean, the harder we work, the sooner we get this thing going. So we want to see progress. Like, progress equals a positive mind, right?
Yeah.
And you don't get frustrated when you're seeing things advancing forward. And it was great. I mean, because for a long time you're sitting in a basement thinking about doing things, and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to do this, and I got to do this, and I got to do this. But when you actually start working on something, and you're seeing progress, it feels good. and you want to continue. So that's how I feel about it.
Well, there we go.
There we go.
It was a good time. Yeah, we're a little sad to be leaving, but we're very excited to be coming back soon. We know what we have to look forward to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll be coming back, and the place will be looking better, and
Yes.
it's just going to be great. Yeah.
And we'll have a fun summer in Canada too, guys. I mean,
Oh, I'm big time
that's
looking
not
forward
bad.
to. I miss my family, and
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward to the summer and
Mhm.
summer of change for everybody, and
Yes.
it's just great. So we hope you guys enjoyed this type of episode and this new format. We're renovating things.
A little taste of what's to come. There's a lot more of this ahead.
We're just gonna keep learning along the way, and yeah, great. And I have nothing more to say.
Great, grand. Okay, let's
Grand.
stop the clip there. Hey, hey, hey!
Hey!
To Buenos Aires we go.
Yes! This is gonna be so comfortable. Guys, look at this. Let's see if I can figure it out. Oh, here we go.
We'll figure that out.
Watch. Dun, 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 dun. Look at the leg space.
Full bed mode.
Full bed.
So, this is a teachable moment because I knew this. I had forgotten this because it's been a while since we traveled in Argentina. But basically, you travel in this country by bus, you've got to print your tickets. I don't care if you bought an electronic ticket and it has a QR code. It doesn't matter because here they don't usually have the QR code scanner. And also they've got this method of tracking your luggage where they put a sticker on your luggage and a sticker on the back of your boarding pass. So when you arrive at your destination, they make sure that you're taking your bag.
Yeah.
You're not stealing someone else's. I had completely forgotten this, so we've just been running around with the help of a very kind and patient friend who was able to find a shop that is open at night.
Thank goodness.
And that's how we got our tickets.
Yeah,
So,
one way you can avoid this is to not buy the bus ticket online if you
Yes.
go buy it right at the station. But the reason we bought it online was that we weren't in town at the time.
yeah.
And so we would have had to come all the way here and wait a few hours and come back. So we just bought it online.
Yeah.
And we just completely forgot about the system
Forgot
here.
about it.
But yeah, really good to know, especially if you buy it online.
Yes.
Figure out a way to print it. If you're staying at a
Yeah.
hotel, that's a great idea. There are print shops. But yeah, that's one of the little quirks here. And
Yes.
you do not want to be on the wrong side of
No.
printing.
It literally says we won't let you on and you will lose your journey. So
That's, yeah.
there's the warning.
Yeah, fortunately that hasn't happened to us, right? We
Thank
haven't
God.
quite. Could have been this time.
And they won't print it at the station. I asked today and the guy was like, I do not print anything here. So he was not having a good day. But also, they don't print stuff. And we paid the equivalent of 28 US dollars for this journey, 11-hour journey in a suite.
Yeah, that's cheaper than in the past. I remember in the past, actually, bus rides in Argentina were more expensive. For sure. So this is a good deal. I like it.
Y ahora acá nos dejaron.
Good afternoon. So we made it to our hotel. I'm gonna give you guys a little travel update. Sam is just catching up on some work on the computer in his coffee table desk. Excellent position there.
Love it.
But yeah, okay, so basically we made it to Buenos Aires on the overnight bus. One huge surprise for us, for me especially, was that there was no food served last night. I was convinced we were gonna get some dinner, but that didn't happen. And then this morning there was no breakfast either. So that's a big change. We had already noticed on like the previous trips a few years back that like the food quality had become a lot simpler. Like before, you used to get a proper dinner with real cutlery, wine, whiskey. Remember the days? And then, and then it changed to more like pizza slices and soda, and now there was just no food. Even though we were traveling in the Gama Suite class, which is pretty pricey. But who knows? Maybe that's a pandemic change. Maybe that's just a budget constraint. I don't know. So once we got to the station in Buenos Aires in Retiro, we had some breakfast, caught a taxi there, and completed half of the journey because we needed to travel over an hour by taxi. And the first taxi driver that we got in with didn't really know the area. He wasn't actually from Argentina, so I think he was kind of new to the city. So we were like, okay, just take us as far as the airport, take us to Ezeiza, and then we caught a second taxi from there the rest of the way, like another 40 minutes. So we arrived, we're very happy with the room. It's kind of like colonial countryside style. It's been raining a lot today, so we couldn't actually do the horse riding or a lot of the activities. So we had a pretty chill afternoon, but the weather's going to be great tomorrow, so we're going to have an action-packed day. And I'm excited for that. Like, this is a really cool property. They have polo riding lessons as an additional expense activity if you want to do that. But when you're staying here, that includes the horseback riding. They have access to a labyrinth. They have free bicycles, so you can cycle around the property, which is pretty big. So we'll be doing all of that tomorrow. We had a really nice lunch and a nice afternoon tea, which we just finished. And then dinner later this afternoon. But we're also going to try to sneak in a little work since it is a wet, gray, rainy day. So that's the little update over here. We've made it. We're happy, and we're going to give you a proper estancia video. That'll be the next episode. Mush, mush. Go say hi to Sam, Mush.
Oh, yeah, mush, mush, mush.
I guess this is how we're going to end off this video with Mr. Mush.
Mush, mush is so fun. Oh, mush, mush, mush. Oh, yeah, it's even...
Mr. Mush. But Mr. Mush is not allowed to spend the night.
You want to spend the night,
He can
Mush?
come in for
You
little
can sleep.
cuddles.
You can sleep right with Audrey.
No, 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 no.
Jump up.
This is like a wild
He'll
cat.
put his little Mr. Mush.
I'm 100% sure you're an outdoor cat.
It's loving being in here right
Oh
now.
my god.